Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Mazel Tov to all of our friends who are celebrating this morning. It is good to be together. It is beautiful to be together, to be able to celebrate Simchas. If you've been on social media at all this past week, your feed has no doubt been filled with posts of smiling children, backpacks firmly in place, holding up signs like these. It's back to school time. Our Yeladim, our children are heading back to their classes. Some are starting new schools, new programs, new sports clubs and hobbies. And some of our older kiddos are starting new campuses, new cities, new chapters of their adult lives. So they go back to school and they get to fill out these cool little sheets to let all of their friends and family know about their next great adventure. But I have to say, looking at all of these posts, I got a little envious. So I decided to fill out my own. So, in case you were all wondering, this is me. My name is Yoni. I am going into 33rd grade. My teachers are Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz, Martin Buber, Deborah Sachs-Mintz, hopefully lots and lots of different authors, thinkers, and musicians, my friends, my family, and of course that includes all of you. When I grow up, I want to be a good dad. I want to be a patient and attentive husband, a present and empathic rabbi, and also a firefighter. And finally, this year, I'm excited to try new things, to push myself to get out of my comfort zone and work on new initiatives, new programs, music, and learning opportunities. That's my sheet. Now, some of you are probably thinking, okay, I get it, it's cute, it's silly. I see those posts too. I might even look at them with some sense of nostalgia, some emotion for the days that were. But to those of you who feel like this isn't part of life anymore, to those of you who feel like the school days, the days of formal, scheduled, or structured intentional learning are over, buckle up and hold on to your chumash. Because in just 2 nights, as the sun sets on the month of Av, we enter into Elul. And everything changes. At least it's supposed to. Because this month, this beautiful month that brings us into a new year, that ushers in the Yamim Noraim, the days of awe, that sets us on the course of tshuva, tefillah, and tzedakah, of repentance, prayer, and giving of our whole hearts, our whole minds, all of our intention and love. This month, at its core, is about learning. It's about going back to school. On Thursday, Rabbi Starr sent out a beautiful message to the congregation, acknowledging this heartbreaking time for our congregation as we continue to mourn the passing of our synagogue president, Matthew Miller, Zichrono Livracha, and illustrating the brilliance of our tradition and helping us navigate life's most difficult moments. As per usual, he was spot on. You don't miss, Rabbi. Judaism is brilliant. It is brilliant in how it understands grief, loss, and mourning. It is brilliant in how it appreciates the need for a spiritual and intellectual jumpstart at this time of year when the summer heat begins to break, when uncertainty fills the air around us, when the habitual nature of our adult lives risks turning into redundancy, complacency, and numbness. And it is brilliant in how it puts the work of awareness, of meaning, of gratitude, of awe and wonder directly in our hands. Puts it directly into our hands. Because Elul and the entire season of repentance is a lot of things. But what it is not is magic. It doesn't do the work for us. We don't get to enter Rosh Hashanah all schmutzig with our missteps, our regrets and resentments, our cynicism and despondency, and then just pop out after Yom Kippur sparkly clean like we just rolled through a Jack's. Boston and New York friends, that's a Detroit car wash reference. A little inside, I apologize. No, what the season asks of us is to get to work. It tells us we need to start getting to work. And yes, that is the work of tshuva, of speaking one-on-one to the people that we have wronged this past year, speaking one-on-one to God, who we have wronged this past year, admitting our mistakes and asking for forgiveness. But it is also, and I would say even more so, about getting out our backpacks, sharpening our pencils, stacking up our books, and going back to school. Studying, and I don't mean this as a metaphor, studying, and I mean scheduling out and making a commitment to Jewish learning, is what this is about. And just to be clear here, Jewish learning does not mean that you have to sit and study the Torah or the Hebrew Bible. If that is what speaks to your neshama, if that is what readies your heart and guides you to introspection, then metzuyan. Excellent. That's great. But Jewish learning is sui generis in the world of faith groups and religions because it embraces what Dr. Ismar Shorsh calls canon without closure, a limitless philosophy that sees the pursuit of knowledge as an act of holiness. Learning is holy. These days are meant to attune our hearts to something so much bigger than us. They're meant to focus our attention on our community, on how we treat one another and how we treat ourselves, on the way that we choose to walk through this crazy world of ours. And in Judaism, the starting place of it all is through study. So, my friends, my family, as we prepare ourselves to enter into this remarkable season, let me challenge each and every one of us to get back to school, back to Shul, and back to Elul, to thoughtfully and intentionally schedule weekly, if not daily, learning as part of our preparation for the high holidays this year. Brisket recipes, seating arrangements, and suit and dress measurements are good, they're great, they're important. But let's also add to our list the books, the articles, the podcasts, the documentaries, the conversations that we need in this moment of spiritual and emotional potentiality. The ones that, like Kafka argued, serve as an axe to the frozen sea within us. I'll be putting up a video in the coming days by Thursday of this next week with some reading, listening, and viewing recommendations. And if you have any that you'd like to add, please let me know, and I'll include them as we get the message out into our congregation. And if you'd like, I'll invite you on your way out, if you want to grab a back-to-school sheet and fill one out for yourself, because even though, admittedly, it's kind of silly and kind of cute, it helps to put an intention down on paper. It does. May each and every one of us be blessed in this new month with patience and understanding, with dedication and commitment, with an understanding of Judaism's brilliance, that school doesn't end when we grow up. It becomes even more important in making us who we are and who we strive to be. Shabbat Shalom.